Put the fucking lotion in the basket!
It's just a prank, bruh.
Got him! Got him!
Okay. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but I've really fought this one. Normally I like to come on, do a little humor, lighten things up. This Daddy of Five thing, this really hit home for me. You see, as a child, I was abused. I was adopted at age 3, and the man that adopted me, he couldn't stand the idea that my mother had been with another man. So not only did he change my last name, he also changed my middle name too, just to totally erase everything that was before. And even with that, he just couldn't let it go. But I can remember from ages 4 until 5. A lot of people say you just really can't remember that far back. When it's pretty traumatic, you can. And it took me a while to really understand all that went on, but I did. So, from ages 4 till 5, it was just a lot of verbal things, a lot of, you stupid, you dumbass, get the fuck out of the way, just kind of things like that. Just, I was so young, I really, I just thought I was in the way or whatever. I just moved. But didn't think anything more of it. At age 5, that's when his son, my half-brother, was born. And that's when things changed forever. And I see a lot of this when I look at, I can't be bothered to know their fucking names. I refuse to give up whatever little bit of the memory it takes in my head to remember their names, because that's just how little of a fuck I give about them. But anyway, the whale woman, the stepmom, I can see a lot of how my adoptive father was, because at age 5, when my brother was brought home from the hospital, my first memory of getting physically beaten was they brought him in and set him down in the crib, and I pulled a chair up to stand up to see my new little brother. And as I climbed up and I was looking over, I just felt a white hot pain, and I was out, just black. Well, my adopted father had come up and just punched me, knocked me clean out of the fucking chair onto the ground. And as I come to, he said, "Don't you ever get around my fucking son again." And for the next 4 years, it was pretty much all the time. That was just how it went. No matter what I did, I couldn't do it right. If I couldn't do military corners at age 6, I got my ass kicked. And when I say ass kicked, I didn't get a spanking. I got beat down. I got punched, closed fist, in the face. And a lot of you saying, "Where was your mom?" Well, my mom was a nurse at the time, working 12-hour shifts. So she was gone quite a lot. I guess, we were pretty well off at the time. He was fairly successful. He had his own insurance company, his own practice, and he worked a lot from home, so he could stay around. And we stayed there. As much as I didn't like it, I had no choice. So a lot of people see us from the outside, and they see, a well-to-do family, and they saw a clumsy kid. I know it sounds like a cliche, but that's what it was. He had me so scared. If I ever told anyone that he told me if I ever told anyone what happened, he'd do the same to my mom. So, and this was, granted, this was back in the late 70s and early 80s. So, if you told someone that you fell or slipped, they just, even if they suspected something, they just didn't talk about it. Those things you just didn't talk about back then. And when I see Cody, I see the fear. I see that fear that I had, that mistrust, and that pain that took me years and years to get over. I was eventually rescued by my grandparents, who had found out finally what had happened. And I went to live with them. I thought, well, finally my mom was going to find out, and this would be the end of it. But I was disappointed again, because she chose to stay with him and thought it was just to be best to send me off. But it was for the best, because my grandparents were the most amazing people I've ever met, and they made me the man that I am, the father that I am, and I have no regrets as far as that's concerned. But I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, the Daddy of Five, they need to get help. They need to get counseling." Maybe so. Maybe that is so. But first and foremost, Cody needs to be taken from that home. Cody and Emma, the boy and the girl, they need to be taken from that home. They either need to go with their mother, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. Fucking foster care would be better than this. They need to be removed from that home. And I hear a lot of people that would say, "Oh no, well, they can get counseling, they can get help." The reason I put that video in the beginning, I know there was a lot of comedic effect there, but there was a reason behind it too. The reason is, even if they got the help, they were still the ones that put me in the fucking hole. They were still going, just like Buffalo Bob. They were still going to peel me and wear me. No, maybe in time, as I did, I could learn to forgive, but not if I was continued to stay in that home, just like Cody and Emma. If you continue to stay in that environment, it's just going to get worse. I know I fantasized even after I was gone. I fantasized for years about confronting this man, especially once I got older and I joined the Navy, because I played football and I wrestled all through school. And I was big, I'm strong. Well, I still am. I'm not an old man, but I was an athlete in school. And that's all. That was what drove me. I had a rage inside of me, a hatred. I just wanted to see him. I wanted to confront him, and it just never happened. I didn't see him until the day that my grandfather had passed, and he showed up out of respect. And at that time, he was just a pathetic, sad, shriveled up little excuse of a man, and I just looked at him. And I just felt pity for him. And it took that long for me to be able to just let it go. But I did. But with Cody and Emma, if they're still forced to stay in that environment, they're not going to get that separation. They're going to, even if outwardly, that the parents, Daddy, whatever the fuck his name is, and Mama Whale, Shamu, whatever, even if they do the classes, the treatment, whatever, they're only doing it because they got caught. They're not doing it because they really care. They're fucking narcissists. You even hear this guy. I heard him saying, I have to vlog my life. When kids are crying and screaming, he's like, I have to vlog my life. No, you have to care for your fucking kids. If not, someone else needs to. You need to back off. Now, I've heard that there is a mom that has tried to get the children and has been railroaded. I haven't heard all the facts. I am not going to speculate on that as far as what the real facts of it are. But if this mother has not abused the children, then she's already 1,000% more qualified for those children to be with. If not, you see it in Cody's eyes. You see that rage. You see that hatred. If he's gonna stay in that environment, he's just gonna keep bottling it up, and it's just gonna fester, and it's gonna boil, and he's gonna blow. And who are they gonna blame then? They're gonna blame Cody. Oh, what happened? I don't understand it. We got all the help, got all the counseling. How come he still did this? Because he was still forced to stay there. Even though, maybe you did change a little after the counseling, but what does that teach him? Some people might say, it teaches that there's forgiveness. Well, I call bullshit on that. Because I say that teaches Cody that you can be as fucked up as you want. You can do as fucked up shit as you can imagine for the views, for the lulz. But it's just a prank, bro. That motherfucker. Oh my God. Anyway, you can do all that, get called out on it, take a class, say you're sorry, and everything's okay. That's the lesson he's going to take from it. And when he's in trouble for fighting in school or busting the fuck out of someone that cuts him off in traffic for road rage or something like that, and he's been taken to jail, he's like, well, I don't get it, All my dad had to do was say sorry and take a class. He got out of it. Why am I getting in trouble? No. He needs to be out of that house. He needs to be out of that house permanently, if in my opinion. Now, some people may not agree with me, but, just from my experience, from what I told you, what I had to live through, which is in many ways the same. Granted, I was beaten, and it was probably worse, but there's a lot of psychological trauma and torture going on with those children. The two younger ones, the ginger snaps, if you'll, to use a word that Shamu used. Like I said, I can't be fucked to know their names. I don't want to know their names. Please don't comment and tell me their names, because I really don't give a fuck. But that's my 2 cents. I really think the best thing, and in my opinion, the only thing, is for Cody and Emma to be away from that home. If in time, if Cody wants to forgive him, Emma wants to forgive him, have any kind of relationship, that's on them. That's fine. But it has to be on Cody and Emma's terms. They should not be forced to stay in that home and hope, cross their fingers and wish and hope and clutch the blanket like you see them do so many times, praying that their dad's going to change, that their brothers are not going to hit them anymore, they're not going to be tormented, tortured, have their things smashed and broken, pushed down, bloodied, beaten up, poked at, or even just manipulated for things they didn't even do, just for this fucking guy's amusement, for the older brother's amusement, for Shamu's kids, because you notice the dynamic there, the paradigm shift, how the two ginger snaps, the two Cody and Emma, the two kids that are not hers, how she just talks down to them, talks about them, how the dad was even a little upset that they weren't going to Disney, but she's like, no, I'm not. You could hear it, and I could hear that same tone that I heard all of those years with my adopted father. That hatred, that he could not stand that I existed. He could not stand I was in his home. And I hear that same thing with fucking Shamu here. So I'm glad that you let me sit and talk to you about all this. I know it's a little bit of rambling here, but this is just fresh and unadulterated, off the cuff. This is one take. It's been hard for me, but I felt that I really needed to get this out, and I really needed to share what I thought about this and a personal opinion as far as someone that's been through it. I apologize a little for my voice. I've had a little bit of a cold, so anyway, until next time, thanks for listening to me. And if you like this, please like and share it. Talk to you later.